Welcome back! We've discovered some kind of contraption here in the tunnels called a microtar, which has some kind of appendage here at the end of it, as well as a hatch. Well, let's see what goes in there.
Looks like there's a part missing.
Indy says there's a part missing, although he doesn't really know what part it is. And right now this thing isn't doing anything, so maybe what we have to do is power it with some orichalcum.
There's no place to put a bead.
Well that's a shame. What else do we have that might work with this? If we need to make it run or get it powered up, then perhaps that statue that we found earlier that we used to power the Jeep in the desert might be of use to us. Let's see if this works.
Now the statue feels warm and tingly, especially around the horns.
It fits.
Whew.
And thankfully it didn't roll toward us, or that would have been really bad. Whoa.
Well, either Atlantis is a lot smaller than I thought, or I've found some kind of map or scale model, laid out just as Plato described it, in 3 concentric circles.
That is remarkable. There's also a bunch of doors here. Let's check them out before we start playing around with the map.
I can't open it.
Well, we can't open that one. How about these ones?
It's locked. It's locked.
That one's locked too.
It's locked.
Are you going all Nancy Drew on me here, Indy?
I can't open it.
Now, in case you're wondering why the doors on the sides can't be opened, whereas these 3 are locked, it's because on the other 2 paths, you will come in through either one of these doors, depending on what path you choose. And you will knock it down from the other side, which is why we can't open it from here. Whereas these 3 doors over here are the ones that are opened up depending on what path you choose after you complete this room. So, I believe the one that's for this path is this one, whereas the fists and the team one are this one and this one. I'm not sure exactly which is which, I can't really remember off the top of my head, but anyway, that's the reason for the multiple doors being here. There's a spindle here in the middle, which looks promising.
Looks like it was made for the stone discs.
And if we are indeed approaching Atlantis, then we need to use the World Stone along with the other 2. But we need to actually look in the dialogue
That didn't do anything.
to see what the World Stone involves doing, since we haven't looked in there for a while. To approach Atlantis itself, a World Stone was required as well, with darkness ruling the old city without challenge. Okay. This is a bit tricky because unlike the first 2, which had the noon sun above or below the tall horns and then the full moon in relation to that, this one references darkness, which in this configuration is down here. This does not mean that you're supposed to put darkness here at the top underneath the horns. Instead, what you need to do is you need to put the city, you got the city, EC, West Sea, and volcano here. And you need to put the city in line with darkness, which is down here. And thankfully it's already in that spot. Well, whatever that did, it sure looks pretty cool. Aha! We've unlocked the door. Time to see what's on that other side. What wonders await us? A waterfall? Really? I didn't come all this way to see a waterfall. Okay, there better be something over here. Nothing here either?
There are 2 orichalcum beads in these bones.
Well, I guess there's that. That's good. But seriously, there's nothing else over here. Nothing at all. Alright. Well, what you're supposed to figure out, and what took me forever to get, I think I finally had to look up a solution for this, was that you were supposed to complete what Sternhardt had started using the tools that you found on him earlier, and that is building a bead detector. And on the other paths through the mid-game, this actually is accomplished by finding an amber fish, which whose purpose can be deduced by reading the dialogue, where it mentions that the men of Atlantis carved devices out of amber to search for orichalcum. However, on this path, you don't have an amber fish. You have to construct your own detector in order to accomplish this. And Sternhardt mentions static electricity. Now, he had this comb on him, which is made out of rubber, which is a good sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to the clothesline so we can anchor it to something.
Okay, I've tied the clothesline to the comb.
And then I'm going to use this wool scarf to charge it with electricity.
The comb's charged with static electricity.
Let's see if we can use that.
Why, it's pointing at me.
Well, I guess that makes sense, because we have beads that are exposed that it would probably be detecting, so let's put these away where the thing can't find them.
The orichalcum is now in the box.
And close the box. Alright, now let's do the same thing again. Create some static.
The comb's charged with static electricity.
And see where it points.
It's pointing toward that blank wall in the back.
Now, what's kind of tricky about this is that if you went to you didn't go to the other room first and find the beads over there, then the comb would point over there initially. And you may not think to use it in this room again, but ultimately you need to do that. So, until you get those beads, it will always point toward that room instead of here at this wall. It is kind of a little bit odd that even when you're over there it points this way, even though the wall is over here. But I guess the game is set up such that it will always point in that direction.
Seems to be crumbling a bit.
Well, we got a couple tools that can help with that. We can use either the ship rib or the entrenching tool. The ship rib and I have been good friends for far longer, so I think I'll use it one more time.
Look!
Aha! Now that's more like it. A subway car. And another bead on the ground.
It's another orichalcum bead. I'll put it in the box too.
Good deal. Well, let's see what we can do with this thing.
She's a beauty.
Indeed.
I don't think that'll work.
But we can't do anything with it. But wait a minute. Ah, it has a mouth. And where there's a mouth, there are beads that must be used. Oops, I need to open it. There we go. Thankfully, we don't need the detector anymore, at least for now.
Looks like I've started this thing.
Alright. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Ow.
And now the lights are off. Where are we?
Amazing. I must be hundreds of feet below sea level, yet there's enough air pressure to keep the water out. It's impossible. Except if that were really true, I'd be dead.
Well, if that is indeed the case, and if we are amongst technology that can accomplish that, then we must be in Atlantis. But where exactly are we? Well, we don't even have any light. We're going to have to touch things and feel around. There's some sort of wooden thing over here.
It feels like a ladder.
Well, that could be useful. I guess we can put it in our pocket for some reason. Indiana Jones has suddenly turned into Roger Wilco. Anything over here? Stone rubble.
It feels like a steep, rocky incline.
Well, nothing else we can do. Let's use that ladder on the incline if we can't climb it since it's so steep.
The ladder is in place.
Now you can't really see anything, but let's feel around. There's a metal slab.
It feels like a metal door.
And a stone thing.
It feels like a stone box.
Alright.
It's opened.
There's a rod in here.
It's a metal rod with an opening on one end.
Well, orichalcum has been coming in real handy lately, and considering that we're at least very close to Atlantis, it would seem, let's try using it on this metal rod. Aha. It seems like putting it in there somehow got detected by this device, which provides light. Good deal. Well, let's just have a look around now that we turn the lights on. Here's where we came through and unceremoniously crashed. And here's the window that we saw earlier in the dark.
It's an ancient airlock.
Pretty incredible just how they were able to manage that. But it doesn't look like there's anything else to look at in here, so time to see about getting through that door. There's a statue here.
It's a statue.
And another spindle. Alright, we know the drill. Let's do this. Let's put the noon sun on top, full moon under it, and line up the city.
That didn't seem to do anything.
That didn't do anything, but that's a combination. We used it just a little while ago. Wait a second. Didn't Plato's Lost Dialogue mention something about the final entrance to Atlantis yielding only to contrary minds? Tell you what, why don't we switch everything such that it is opposite? Let's see if this works.
The mouth of the statue opened.
Ooh, there we go. Now what you want to do here, since the door isn't open yet, is use some beads here on the statue to open it up, and then get the stone discs. Because if you get the stone discs before doing that, then the entire process will reverse, and you'll have to do that all over again in order for that mouth to open up. So let's get our stones before we go. And also, I'm going to pick up the ladder here. When I first played the game, I'm not going to lie, I totally forgot to get both, and I had to come back here on 2 separate occasions, which was really annoying. But we are finally in Atlantis now, and thus we have reached the end of the Wit's Path. This is the point in the game when all of the paths converge, so now we are finally back to normal. If you'd like to view the other paths, just look for the videos with the same numbers, but with T and F appended to the ends of them. So with that, I will see you in the next video.